Hi, my name is Eric Cartier, and I'm the Recorder of Documents here at the State Library of Louisiana. This is State Docs 101, in which I'll tell you about the Louisiana Public Document Depository Program, or LPDDP for short. The LPDDP is a depository program, which is a plan established by law that governs the flow of state publications from the state agencies through a distribution center to designated libraries for the use of the public. So think of that this way. Lawmakers have declared that all agencies shall send copies of their annual reports to the Recorder of Documents office, which is the LPDDP distribution center, to fan out to libraries across the state for Louisianans to use.
And this one's got the label for UNO.
This is a poster from the 1950s that visually represents the LPDDP. The Recorder of Documents office in Baton Rouge has always been the distribution center, the hub, receiving print materials from agencies and sending them to depository libraries across the state, as well as the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. The first Recorder of Documents, Margaret T. Lane, noted, "Public documents help provide a valuable and complete source of information on every phase of life and governmental activity in the state. And they keep the citizens of our state informed as to the progress of projects and current activities in the state." In 2023, the LPDDP turned 75. It was established in 1948 by Act 493, and it was one of the very first programs of its kind in the country. The National Archives was established only a few years earlier, in 1934, so the systematic collection of government publications was a new practice. I want to emphasize the dual purpose of the LPDDP. The primary purpose is to provide the people of Louisiana with access to state publications. The secondary purpose is to create and preserve a centralized and organized historical record of Louisiana government via its public documents. The Recorder of Documents office is charged with the smooth running of the program, creating guidelines for agencies and depository libraries to ensure the public's access to state public documents. The archival aspect of the program is managed by the historical depository libraries, which maintain perpetual document storage in print and digital formats. The LPDDP has always aimed at the twin goals of access and preservation. We have a legal responsibility to collect public documents and to make them available to the public, while also preserving them for the long term, so that people today, tomorrow, and in the future can understand how the state of Louisiana operates. But let's back up for a moment to get a clearer understanding of the LPDDP components: public documents, state agencies, depository libraries. Of course, there is a legal definition of a public document in the Louisiana Revised Statutes. To put it simply, a public document is informational matter produced by a state agency for public distribution. Some types that might come to mind are annual reports, quarterly newsletters, and informational pamphlets. Public meeting minutes and technical reports are documents too. The governor's proclamations and executive orders qualify as well. A state agency is a unit within the executive, judicial, or legislative branch of state government authorized to exercise functions of the government. This includes departments, boards, commissions, offices, task force groups, and academic institutions. There are several hundred known state agencies, although, as in Lane's time, a significant percentage of them do not create public documents. We work to establish a relationship with the liaison in each agency, so they furnish us with copies of their documents, as well as updated contact information and an annual publications report. There are 6 agencies I would like to briefly highlight, 6 agencies whose publications I've found to be particularly important the past few years. Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. In a state that historically has had struggling schools, how are teachers and students faring given setbacks from the pandemic? Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority. What is the state of the multiple, active, and ambitious engineering projects to stave off land loss? Department of Health. How did the government, hospitals, and scientific and medical communities respond to COVID-19? Lasers, Louisiana State Employees Retirement System. What is the state of lasers as the population ages? LSU Ag Center. How are farmers and researchers adapting their methods and techniques? Department of Transportation and Development. What are engineers and researchers doing to repair, maintain, and improve our aging infrastructure? Answers to these questions, or at least information about them, is available in those agencies' public documents, those sources of information we make available to the general public on every phase of life and governmental activity in the state. We make public documents available through the depository libraries. Those are academic, public, and law libraries here in Louisiana, plus the Library of Congress. There are a few types of depositories: historical, complete, and selective. The State Library, Hill Memorial at LSU, and Prescott Memorial at Louisiana Tech are the historical or statutory depositories, required to receive and retain 2 print copies of each agency publication in perpetuity. One is a circulating copy, the other is a non-circulating archival copy. Complete depositories receive just 1 copy of all print documents. Selective depositories receive only the documents their liaisons select. Complete and selective depositories only need to retain documents for 5 years, after which time they can offer them on discard lists to other depositories. Fundamentally, our public documents reveal how state agencies operate. Current documents have immediate value, and older documents accrue historical value over time. The historical depositories, with their hybrid collections of print and digital documents, are really only partial collections. There's never been 100% agency compliance. There never will be. And much has certainly been lost and overlooked across the decades. Nevertheless, the collections at the State Library, LSU, and Louisiana Tech reveal the most complete collections we have. And they represent the fullest picture of Louisiana's state agencies through their public documents. That's it in a nutshell. The Louisiana Public Document Depository Program exists to make public documents available to the citizens of the state. And whether a document is a flimsy newsletter, a thick bound volume, or a PDF, a document is a document. And the Recorder of Documents Office in the LPDDP has a legal obligation to collect it, distribute it, and make it available to the citizens of the state. The mission remains the same 75 years on. I hope this overview has given you a better understanding of our state documents program. Please visit our website to check out our catalog and digital archive, to check out more information and resources. Thank you for watching.